Hey guys, it's Jackie. Welcome to another archery related video. So, for those of you who have not seen my initial review of the Black Hunter, go ahead and watch that, just so there's some continuity and not really a whole lot of confusion here. I'll link to the video right there so you can watch it. Go ahead, I'll wait for you. So you're back. Okay. So, yeah, this is pretty much just going to be me shooting the Black Hunter. And it's not really going to be a whole nother review or a whole nother like reevaluation or whatever. It's going to be, just shooting it, kind of seeing, my technique with it and compared, maybe not a whole lot of comparisons, but I definitely did notice, whenever I first got the Black Hunter, since it's shorter than the Samick Sage. The Samick Sage is a 62-inch AMO, and the Black Hunter is 60-inch AMO, so it's obviously shorter by 2 inches. I did notice that it was a little bit, not so easy to pull back as the Samick Sage, even though both of these are 45 pound. And I originally, last year, I worked my way up from 25 pounds for the Samick Sage all the way up to 60 pounds. And a lot of things have changed since my review of the Black Hunter, but we'll go ahead and get back to that later. On to the shooting.
So the first sight is for the closest, and that's probably 10 to 15 yards. And then the next is it. You're gonna be calling me to set dates to come play with the bow?
He's gonna be putting it on your Google Calendar.
Bill's like, let's go bow shooting. Hey, we do that too. Don't call us. I'm gonna send you a letter. Adam and I do not.
And then just be like, this deer just walked right in front of me.
She doesn't eat meat, so yeah. It's because the draw length is not correct. Yeah. It's because it's set up. Yeah, I've only got one bolt left.
Okay, so the Black Hunter is performs pretty well, and obviously, I still probably have a little more practice to do. I think the arrows are spined correctly, but anyway, so since my review of the Black Hunter, a lot of things have happened, and I'm sure most of you probably know by now, but for those who don't know, I am a trans woman, and I started transitioning around 19, medically speaking, with hormone replacement therapy, and I started out, obviously, I don't want to get too much into the scientific stuff, but I started out a relatively lower dose, and then would always be tested to make sure that my levels are okay, and that I'm progressing at a safe speed. And that, like I said, that was like almost over a decade ago. Since then, I had continued kind of the same dosage of testosterone suppressors, and the same dose of estrogen, estradiol, and because obviously, we don't want the T, we want the E, because I'm a lady. Since, and I mentioned that, it was a little bit harder to draw the Black Hunter back, and kind of, I'm also, 45, back to the 45 pounds for the Samick Sage as well, and not doing the 60 anymore. I've noticed, since I had my testosterone suppressors increase in dose, that which I obviously started that because we mostly for the facial and body hair, trying to mitigate that as much as possible, because no, hate facial hair and body hair, like no lady wants that. Come on, let's be serious. It has also significantly affected my ability to maintain muscle mass, and so that has kind of contributed to me now having to decrease the poundage, the draw poundage of my bows very significantly, because I just can't really handle a lot of that weight. Really, it's just like, and I still do work out at the gym, but I was still definitely noticing like my capacity for range of motion, and again, keeping of the muscle mass, it has been it has been very significantly decreased. So yeah, I mean, that has, and the thing is, I don't really need like 60 pounds for like, anything in regards to hunting, unless I want to hunt like large game, big game. But so far, I've only been interested in deer hunting and turkey hunting, and different states have, like laws about the draw weights, for archery season, like, for big game, small game, medium game. In my state, we don't necessarily have a draw weight that's, a legally required draw weight for specific game, but there is recommendations for like, the draw weights and the broadheads and the, just the different tips that people use for, hunting. Like there's small game, big game, all that. But there's no like legally required draw weight, but it is recommended for hunting whitetails, that it would be at least 40-pound draw. Some people can do 35 pounds. The placement becomes a lot more critical. Like the placement of the shot is a lot more critical the lower the draw weight is, but it's recommended 40, and so I'm still able to draw back 45 pounds, and that's over the recommended, so I figured I'd stick with that. And I'm not really looking to get into any kind of advanced kind of sports thing in terms of archery, at least maybe not yet, and even then that's probably not going to be an increase in the draw weight. But so yeah, turns out the testosterone suppressors, especially the much higher dose, has significantly affected my body. Now, I don't want to get into that whole thing, with the what? I don't think I even really need to say anything about that in terms of, what's been going on with, trans people in sports. Yeah, I'm not here to talk about that here. I'm just being honest with, with you guys and sharing at least some parts of my journey. And yeah, so anyway, thankfully, like, I'm still able to, continue with archery. Just, it may be harder if I want to do like a heavier draw weights, but I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't really feel like I need to be like super big and strong. I am pretty big, but again, the testosterone suppressors have kind of mitigated some of the capacity for keeping muscle. But anyway, thanks you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and keep shooting, and I'll catch you later. Bye.